$500 for this battered up old He-Man figure that no one wanted.
Yeah, sorry kids, one of you can't go to university now.
Cube Boy.
Hello and welcome to Cube Boy Collections. I'm here with writer and filmmaker and fellow collector Ryan Woosnam.
That's Woosnam will do. That's
Woosnam.
What, yes, a little.
I'm just going to call you Ryan.
Yeah, that's easier.
But before we take a look at any of the epic collection that is in this tiny room, what first got you into collecting? When did you first start?
Well, look, I think I started when I was 18 or 19. Originally started getting Star Wars figures around that age. I obviously had lots of toys as a child. But I also think sort of a child of the 80s, 70s, and a lot of OCD, I think, sort of got me into collecting. You can't have one 3PO, you need to have 9.
You gotta have all the 3POs.
Yes, every single one, even the dirty ones.
What are you looking for? What's in your collection?
Chasing a lot of the vintage G.I. Joes seems to be a massive thing at the moment, and the G.I. Joe classifieds. I do like my Jurassic Park Hammond collection. It's sort of stuff, I'm getting into that a lot. And Black Series Star Wars, you just got to have them. You've got to be done.
Alright, so talk us through the collection here, and how did you go about setting this all up?
Okay, so we have to keep our voices down because the wife thinks this is a broom closet, so just keep it low. I commandeered a room of the house that we moved into.
One of the kids had to live on the streets.
Yeah, one of them's pitching the tent out in the backyard, and took over a full room, set it up, lots of white bookshelves, and have slowly sort of built my collection. I have a lot of Star Wars stuff that's in the 375 range, so I've got them stacked into their sort of movies and scenes. I've got a lot of Ghostbusters stuff, which is sort of hit and miss, some of the Ghostbusters stuff. I got some NECA. Is it NECA? NECA?
I've always said NECA.
NECA, yeah. I got some NECA stuff I like.
Let us know in the comments below.
So then I've got, so I move across to all of my G.I. Joe stuff, classifieds, vintage. I've got some Indiana Jones in here. I've got some 6-inch Star Wars taking over a massive corner, and then I think it spills into Jurassic Park, a little bit of vintage He-Man, a little bit of Mego, and some random stuff at the bottom.
You do have kids, like we mentioned.
Yes.
You've got 2 girls, 2 boys.
Correct, yes.
The 2 boys are probably the most interested in your collection. How do they go? How do you go with having the boys in this room with their dirty, grubby little fingers?
Look, I've always been a fan of them if they come in here and are respectful. They're allowed to come in and actually play with the toys, which I don't think most people would allow their kids to do. So I allow them in here. My son, that's 12, comes in, he plays with all the toys, he tells himself stories, he does all the stuff, because I think toys should still be toys. I don't think they're, I know there's a lot of people that like box stuff, but I think toys are toys, should be played with, and you know what, I mean, if it makes their day, it makes their day, as long as they don't break anything or lose anything, which can happen and has happened. And the dog got in here once as well and chewed up a couple of my Star Wars, so yeah, it was a very... You
don't have a dog anymore though.
Yeah, no, look, I think this space is, I kind of, have you read or seen 50 Shades of Grey?
I've not, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, this is, you know how he has a pleasure room?
Yeah.
This is kind of my pleasure room.
Yeah.
I don't come in here and pleasure myself.
Good. Because we are doing a shot with a black light later, so
okay, yeah, no, I haven't done that at all.
It's important that you know you can leave at any time.
Why? What's in there?
So this is where I come to sort of get inspiration as a writer and a filmmaker. I'm surrounded by my favourite things in here. All the stuff that I sort of from the 80s I loved, and the 70s, I guess. It just helps me be really creative, feel creative, get amongst filming, and and almost get crushed to death under plastic. So
yeah, there is definitely a trip and fall and get trampled hazard in this room,
yes.
But I think it's worth it.
Yes.
Speaking of some of your favourite things,
yes.
Do you think you could do top 5 items in this room?
Sure.
They're like, the house is on fire. It's not. But the house is on fire. You can grab 5 things.
Okay.
The family's already outside.
Oh, okay.
They're safe.
Okay, so I wouldn't...
Just from this room.
Okay, I was just thinking maybe the toys, then the kids, but we'll, yeah. Okay.
So what are some, like, real highlights?
All right, should I grab them?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And now I'll cut to close-up.
Close-up. This is the MacReady, The Thing. Everyone that knows me, I'm a horror fan, horror buff. The Thing is the greatest horror film of all time, and I finally have a MacReady. Kurt Russell, badass, love it. Got it at the latest Toy Fair.
Yep.
Saw you there, showed you it. I was crying. I
was
believe.
impressed. Yeah,
I was weeping.
You were shaking.
We hugged.
It was adorable. Ooh, now this is a favourite of mine as well.
Okay,
this is a good one.
We're going to bring this bad boy out. I don't have as many of these as I want of the vintage He-Man, but I'm going to bring out Thunder Punch He-Man.
You hear the thunder here, but I feel the punch here.
Thunder Punch He-Man, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Skeletor and Castle Grayskull, each sold separately.
It does work.
Nice.
The cap's still working it. He's got a little bit of scorch marking around his groin, which is slightly weird. If you have a look at it.
They all kind of just do.
Yeah, it kind of looks like his pubes spilling out, but massive fan of this guy. This is my childhood inner figure right here. We had one of these between 4 boys, and it was Thunder Punch just to get hold of him.
I'm just not looking forward to having to try and make that stand up during the close-up shots.
Yeah,
Did we do it? Find out now. I've just realised what you pulled out, and I'm immediately jealous.
This one here is I'm a Boba Fett fan, as you know, and Mando fan. So this is huge. This is Boba Fett. This is Han Solo Carbonite. This is the pack. I got this really cheap actually, and look, I just love it. I like that you can display it open, and I wouldn't cut the little strings on it.
No.
So he's sitting in there. This is a favourite of mine massively. Not just the character, but the box.
It's a beautiful set. I remember seeing this when Black Series first launched and going, oh, they're doing like 6-inch Star Wars now, and that's not going to last. Well, screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Vintage G.I. Joes, one figure I always wanted when I was a kid, never got, is Outback. Perfect condition, absolutely mint. The Joe fans will know. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so I base my whole look on.
His chest is a little bigger.
No, well,
He looks a little muscular. Looks a little,
try not to show off.
He's a little more masculine looking as well, but also has the missing quite often leg torch. For all you nerds out there, the leg torch. Let's just stand here and look at this in all its glory. This is it. This is the Legacy Falcon.
This is like the Millennium Falcon.
It is.
They've never done it better since.
Of beauty. It makes its noise. They do character talking. The cockpit opens. It opens internally. It's a good kisser. You can cuddle it well at night under a blanket. Look, I just love this. This is pretty much the scale as well for the figures. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, you need to have one of these. If you don't, you're not really a fan.
You're not.
Because you don't have one.
I don't. And everyone who else doesn't, stop watching the video now.
That's right.
And unsubscribe. What would you tell to anyone that's like just starting to dip their toe into collecting? Any advice?
I think I like finding stuff in the wild. So get out and about, go to your toy stores, hit them up, ask the people, harass the people like I do at Big W. Get to the toy fairs, see what's hot, buy the cool stuff off people, get chatting to people. And just get amongst it. And be careful online because you get sniped a lot by people. A lot of scalpers out there that take your hard-earned cash. Wait on things. You see them in the shop straight away.
Patience.
I don't have no patience. My wife knows it. But just wait because prices come down. And you can get $10, $20 off here and there. Don't get into bidding wars on eBay.
Yeah.
When you've been drinking wine.
Because I've done that. I'm like, I can just buy a couple of He-Mans. And then I'm like, 4 boxes arrive. I'm like, what happened? What happened to me? What have I done?
Right. Yeah, it's that kind of that plastic hangover that you get when you've had a fair few drinks and someone is bidding you up and you go up and up against them.
I can just go another $1. Wow, what's $1 more?
Yeah.
It's just $1 more.
$500 for this battered up old He-Man figure that no one wanted.
Yeah, sorry kids, one of you can't go to university now. So thanks so much for being here, showing us your awesome collection. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No worries. Thanks for joining me in here and exposing me to the world. It's not coming out of the closet, is it kind of like...
It's taking people into the closet.
I think it's coming out of the toy box.
If you want to see Ryan's collection, I'll put his address on the screen just below.
Please don't. I have a large dog out the back.
I can confirm the dog is scary.
Yes, it is. It's there, it's barking, and I will release the hounds, like Mr. Burns, if anyone turns up.
Release the hounds. Well, neighbour, I see you've got your running shoes on. That's a good thing.
Kill boy.